Somebody pointed out on Twitter, and they're absolutely right, when most shows say goodnight, Woodstock says time for intermission. So there's going to be another whole show after this. But during intermission, many of the acts that you see performing here tonight, including Marianne Call, will have merchandise for sale out in the lobby. I hear Paul and Storm have some items. I just so happen to have one here because I think it's new since we were here in Boston last. This is the Paul and Storm 2 gigabyte USB drive. That's 2 gigabytes. It has everything we have ever recorded, all 4 of our CDs, a lot of music that's not on any CD, all of our YouTube videos, or at least most of our YouTube videos. There's a text file, I believe it's a README file. I think I put a copy of Zork 1, 2, and 3 on here. Can't promise everyone's gonna get that version. And the best part, of course, it's shaped like a candy bar. It's got our picture on it, and on the back it says, nom nom. Ask for it by name. But please go spend your money on the many fine artists that you see this evening. Speaking of fine artists, it is my genuine pleasure once again to welcome Bill Corbett and Kevin Murphy.
Get back here, Sonny. And thank you for calling us artists. Perhaps the first time ever.
I'm a crepe artist. Well, as you can see, we're missing one of the 3 in riff tracks, and
Yeah, the big Danish guy.
The big Dane, the big pile of Danish ham.
Stoic-looking guy.
That's right. So, and I have a sore throat, so we thought we would bring up a fellow from the farm team here to help us riff another short. How's that sound?
Are you ready for the big show, man?
I have to say, like many nerds, I have dreamed of the moment that I might riff a film with Tom Servo and Crow. Usually, that dream that I've had, I'm missing a math test and we're all naked.
All right. Come on.
I think that actually happened at Woodstock in New York.
Yeah, that's true.
We had a lot to drink.
We paid a hell of a fine. Let's not do that tonight.
Well, we have a short that's it's a little bit older than the one we showed you earlier, and but it's timeless in its way because one thing I know, you are all very smart people. You are geeks. You know math. You know science. But people like that sometimes forget the basics. Is that true?
Such as nose hair trimming.
Nose hair trimming. I think you're projecting, frankly. But, at Comic-Con we learn sometimes that is hygiene that they are forgetting. But you seem like a clean, well-scrubbed bunch. But there's one thing that I think you might want to think about. Do you know how to buy food?
Well, do you?
Do you know how to buy food? This is a real question.
It's helpful if you say no at this point, by the way.
Because then we just,
You may think you do, but you don't, and we're going to teach your asses.
Let the fabulous 1950s America educational short racket teach you how to buy food with our help.
Hang on.
Your sword, my liege.
Use it well, my friend.
Oh my God, I'm so nerding out.
Nothing inspires us more than organ music from a roller rink.
Indeed. Oh no, I've forgotten how to buy food. Help!
Never fear, Bill. Edna A. Hill is here.
Edna's here.
Thank you, Edna. Centron, bossing you around since 1935.
The American housewife.
Ain't she
Has
hot?
more important and more responsible occupation. Wife, mother, laundress, counselor, maid, chef, purchasing agent. All of these are her duties at one time or another.
Saxophonist, acrobat, seal clubber.
If her income is limited, and most incomes are, it is her duty to be sure that what she has to spend buys the most in healthful, nutritious food for her family.
Or just some crap in a can.
Right. Yes, she feels that she must buy wisely if she can. But just what does this mean? What can she do to be sure her money goes as far as possible?
Oh, steal the food!
Yep.
One solution thing she can do is just what this young lady is doing. Shopping from a grocery list.
A list that contains the single word
Using
meat.
the list tends to eliminate so-called impulse buying, which is a great waster of housewives' funds.
Stick to foods promoted by clowns.
What is impulse buying?
It's Hitler's greatest triumph.
That's right. Went full Godwin there.
Let's take a look at Henry Slinkman. He's frequently guilty of it.
Henry
He was
Slinkman.
going to pick up something for dinner. His wife didn't tell him what to get.
Okay.
Anything that looks good, she said.
Then she crushed out her cigarette and took another swig of gin.
He's hungry. What's more, he's hungry for something different. Getting tired of the same old things all the time. That's it. That's what he's hungry for, oysters.
Classic impulse buy.
Totally.
Not 2, but 3 pints of oysters. The way he feels right now, he could eat all of them by himself.
Henry's father was a sea lion.
Henry and his wife don't often eat cake.
I don't eat cake
Neither
either.
of them care much for it.
No, neither of
But
them.
tonight, Henry's really hungry. And this cake certainly looks wonderful.
You just said he doesn't like cake!
Calm down, man. Henry Slinkman, ladies and gentlemen.
Slinkman.
Henry
Henry
Slinkman.
knows he ought to have some vegetables, good diet, and all that, you know. What's this? Henry's never seen anything like this before.
Chinaman's eggs?
Looks good, so we'll take 2.
Henry will pay for and eat any random lump that's set in front of him.
Yes, Henry is guilty of impulse buying. But how is impulse buying wasteful?
Stay tuned for the thrilling conclusion.
When Henry finished dinner that evening, he was sure he wouldn't be able to eat another oyster for a long, long time.
Still, he went and bought 3 more pints.
Henry!
And almost 2 of the 3 pints that Henry bought will have to be thrown away.
Right next to yesterday's oysters.
Neither Henry nor his wife cared for the new vegetable. Most of what he bought will go to waste.
Well, that's the last time he buys Korean stink radish.
Henry and his wife tired of the cake long before it was eaten.
Then they both developed mysterious rashes.
Henry found out about impulse buying the hard way.
When his wife declared that their love had died and confessed to a string of infidelities.
The housewife may buy quantities which are not economical for her family.
You know women.
Here are 2 different sized cans of the same product. The small can contains 16 ounces.
Yes,
and
that's
costs
fairly clear.
It says it right there.
for
Yep, we got the information.
75 per ounce. The large can contains 31 ounces.
That's all right up there.
Only 22 cents.
Got it, okay!
1/100th of a cent per ounce. Which shall she buy?
3 pints of oysters!
Ding, 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 ding.
The situation. If the food requirements of the family are great enough, the large can is the better buy, because all of it will be used. None will be left over.
Is this Korean stink radish? Oh boy!
But if the family is small, the small can may be the better buy, since part of the large can would probably have been wasted.
Remember to always wear your suit on bean eating nights.
The right answer depends upon the requirements of the purchaser.
May we also remind you that fire is hot.
Sometimes substantial savings can be affected by buying in case lots.
Why does he need that many jock straps? Heavy user, I
That's
guess.
a storage problem that some people may not be able to solve.
It is a puzzle that strains the limits of human understanding.
It's wise to be sure the food is well liked by everyone before you buy too much of it.
Be sure to grope your lettuce. It likes that.
Obviously, highly perishable foods are not suitable for quantity buying because they spoil too quickly.
No. Oh yeah.
When buying canned goods, be sure to read the label.
Buy only things in heavy syrup.
That includes oysters.
Language of advertisement. Some labels are of the descriptive type that you see here, giving the buyer some description of what is to be found in the can.
After I eat lima beans, I can be found in the can.
TMI again. TMI.
Other labels carry a letter grade, which indicates the characteristics of the contents. The meanings of the letters vary with the type of food. Usually, the grade A indicates a fancier product.
Ooh, a big butchy pile of overcooked spinach. How fancy!
For example, these grade A tomatoes are larger, more colorful, and less broken than the grade C, although both grades are probably equally nutritious and healthful.
Is you sure those are crushed rats?
These are canned string beans. Which is grade A and which is grade C?
Or were you too busy impulse buying to study your string bean grades?
Here, the smaller beans are grade A because they are more tender and taste better.
And they immediately turn to paste in your mouth.
Oh.
Here are grade A and grade C peaches. Can you tell the difference?
Yes, I'm confident that C's on the top because they're larger.
Okay, you're right, absolutely right. Good deduction.
Oh, you set me up!
Son of a
Not
bitch.
only appearance, but taste and degree of ripeness determine the grades of these peaches. The size is of small importance.
The fact that you didn't know that disgusts me.
The thing to remember is to read the label. Know what you are buying before you buy.
If it says corn on the label, it's probably corn.
Did you ever stop to think how many ways you could buy one kind of food? Dried,
Grade A, C, pass, stop torturing me!
Take it easy, man. Take it easy. Take a breath.
frozen,
Jellied.
or fresh. It will pay you to analyze the situation and decide which is most economical for you.
And what bad fortune drove you to eat lima beans in the first place?
If it's the season when the fruit or vegetable is ripe, it will be most economical to buy it fresh.
Farmers are desperate, and you can really chisel them down.
This box of strawberries will cost about half as much in summer, when berries are plentiful,
Are the berries dreaming of the lake?
as it will in winter. The season of the year has a tremendous influence on the price of most fruits and vegetables.
So avoid them. Stick to bacon.
The reason for this great difference in price is the cost of transporting the food from a warm climate, where it can be grown in winter, to the market, which may be several hundred miles distant.
Through ungodly terrain filled with hostile Indians.
Not that old a film.
Different kinds of fruits and vegetables are in season at different times throughout the year.
Well,
It will be more economical for you to serve the ones that happen to be in season at any particular time.
During clamato season, consume nothing but clamato.
tomatoes, yes.
You may find that you can
Vertigo there,
by
sorry.
doing your own preservation of foods. Home canned food will usually cost less than commercially canned. And if the housewife's time is not too highly valued, this can be a saving.
This brought time worthless, right?
Fresh foods available. They are convenient, easily prepared, and palatable, but they are usually priced higher than other types. This price is partially offset by the fact that there is no waste.
Check that label. If your time is not too valuable.
There are various meats available to the housewife, ranging from the most tender, most expensive cut,
Comprised of 80% greasy fats.
to the equally nutritious but less tender portions of the animal, which are sometimes ground or chopped.
And made into dog food or worse, hungry man
At
dinners.
this point, the cooking ability of the housewife becomes highly important.
Of course, bad cooks never marry in the first place.
It doesn't take much skill to make an excellent meal from an expensive T-bone steak.
Feel free to remind your host of this fact.
But the sign of an accomplished cook
Basic manners.
is an attractive and tasty dish made from less expensive meat. Hamburger,
Possum when available.
frankfurters,
Pounds of them, buried in wood chips.
even a well-prepared, well-seasoned stew is a dish a housewife can be proud to set before her family.
Who will suddenly remember that they already ate. Thanks, God.
I had a thing, Mom, sorry.
The desirability and small proportion of the tender cuts causes them to be priced higher.
So buy expired meat and build up a tolerance to
Milk
parasites.
is an important part of every good diet, but your attempts to economize on it may have disastrous results. Use the best grade of milk available to you. Disease may be contracted through drinking unsanitary raw milk.
If you're chewing your milk more than 3 times, throw it out.
Now let's review the important rules for buying wisely.
Okay.
Shop from a grocery list to avoid impulse buying.
Or become a hobo.
That's much better.
Decide upon the most economical quantity for your family.
Buy only beans.
Check in your local market as to which form of food is the most economical for you.
The answer may be pretend food.
Purchase fruits and vegetables in season whenever possible.
Frito-Lay reminds you that Cheetos are always in season.
And food preservation when feasible.
Hoard food in anticipation of the zombie apocalypse.
Exercise your skill and ingenuity in preparing tasty and healthful dishes from less expensive meat.
Wave your skinless wieners proudly.
You'll find that keeping these things in mind will help you to buy wisely and stay within your food budget.
The world is your 3 pints of oysters. Hey, Sam the Eagle.